Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F-words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
Always follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard on VSiN.
Welcome in. We're live in Vegas. Circa Resort and Casino is your spot, and we do have a game 1 tonight. San Antonio at Oklahoma City, Western Conference Finals here at Circa. OKC lane 6.5, total 221.5. They have the shortest price on Oklahoma City out of any book that I've noticed, minus 235 to win this thing. And VSiN live on Instagram today, posting up some trends, Paulie. Did you know that game 1s since 2020 in the conference finals, 10-2 to the over?
Yes.
And this game has been bumped up 4 full points at some books.
No, I'm with Waylon, though, with the under, because you're talking about the number 1 defense against the number 2 defense here in the playoffs. And that seems a little high. I want to see what the pace is going to be. And I think San Antonio's got to push it. But I would have to go under when it's number 1 defense against this number 2 defense here in this one. And I hope it also lives up to the hype as well. And some of these quotes from people around the league are fantastic. That it's Magic against Bird Part 2. This is the NBA Finals. And we might be doing this on a regular basis as well. But the best quote is from a Eastern Conference coach saying SGA is unbelievable, but he's not a cheat code. Wemby is a cheat code. So I love that they went 4-1 against him in the regular season. And it's hard to repeat, but I think we'll find out a lot tonight what can carry over from the regular season into this playoff push for the Thunder, who have been very impressive going 8-0 so far.
Yeah, and here's how San Antonio can make history, sports odds history, good website, tracking all this stuff over the years. 66-1 would beat the 2014-2015 Warriors at 28-1 as the team with the longest preseason odds to ever win an NBA championship. They would also tie history with last year's Pacers team. They were also 66-1 just to appear in the NBA Finals.
Oh, they're ahead of schedule. This is scary, no doubt. I don't think there's anything these other teams in the West can do, barring injury. I think this is going to be your matchup for the foreseeable future now. And they are awesome how they played and drafted and player development, both of the organizations. Chet against Wemby is going to be a big matchup here, but also corner threes, where San Antonio was number 1 in the league in corner threes attempted. OKC allowed the most corner threes. This is only the 3rd time it's happened, but in the previous 2, the team that attempted more won. So that's an edge to the Spurs. But again, as great as OKC is, if that Spurs team shows up like they did Game 6 in Minnesota, where you get Castle and Fox and Harper to play like that, and especially Johnson, what he did in the regular season, then the Spurs are going to win. They have too many weapons.
And, oh, by the way, it's like now that we're here in the middle of May and game 1 is tonight, I think it's pretty easy to forget where San Antonio was in the preseason when a lot of people were still not there with the team.
Yeah, won 34 games.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And so this is from October 28th. Another good reason to listen to Pod to the Futures with myself and Jonathan Von Tobel. We were kicking around at the time, and I said in the podcast, it was like the third night of the season, and I watched the Spurs and I watched the Bucks the night before, and I said I had in my queue Giannis at 10-1 or 14-1 and Wemby at 10-1 to win the MVP. I was going to fire on them. I changed my mind because I wasn't sure if Wemby was going to play 65 games or not. That was a huge question again because of the blood clots last year, right?
Right, yeah.
So we were trying to find other ways to capitalize on bets with San Antonio, and this is one that caught my attention. You can find conference finals matchups.
Ooh, yeah.
Which is another great way to look at this stuff. For example, the short shot in the West is Denver OKC plus 450. OKC versus Houston 7-1. Denver, Houston 17-1. However, what about OKC versus San Antonio 22-1? Or Denver versus San Antonio 65-1? And the 22-1 cashed. That was a couple days into the basketball season. So
they're like a fool. But it also goes back to show you that this wasn't expected.
No, and the Rockets' power rating was off the charts.
I know. And so what people thought of Denver, though, too. Yeah, and people have sent in numerous tickets, and we'll do it again tomorrow with Tip Jar, the pizzeria. But it was Denver, San Antonio.
Yep. Lakers with the exactas. Yeah, right. But but certainly that plummeted once the head-to-head started. Because there were a couple questionable losses early on, and for whatever reason, Fox didn't gel with Wemby late last year before he missed all those games. That was disappointing. Everybody thought it was going to, and we assumed it was going to just take off, and it never really did.
So they go 4-1 against him, and they average 114 points per game. And Wemby is on a minutes restriction. And he's coming off the bench, and they still kick their ass. 130-110. Johnson has 25. Castle has 24. Barnes has 20. Wemby has 12. They win 117-102. They shoot 54% from three for the game. Fox has 29. Castle has 19. Wemby has 19. They beat them 116-106. Killed them on the boards. Johnson has 25. Mm-hmm. So it's also big with a young team to know that we're not afraid of these guys. We know we can beat them and play with them. And I will say that I think you can dismiss the lack of playoff experience now because we're in the conference finals and they've played a couple rounds.
I will point out that SGA missed one of those games in the regular season.
Yep.
And AJ Mitchell, who has been unbelievable lately for the Thunder, he missed 3 of those games.
Right. So what also worked was backing off these guys and daring them to shoot from 3. Dort and Caruso and these other guys. Well, it's a different ball game now with Mitchell. They're probably still going to do it, but it's buyer beware with Mitchell, who'll make you pay.
Also, how much of his playing time is going to get impacted by the return of Jalen Williams now?
Yeah.
You know?
And what does he look like? Is he going to be rusty?
I bet you. I'm sure he might be a little rusty, but I have full confidence that he's going to be like as close to healthy as possible.
Yeah. But also the corner threes and also the turnovers. Because the Lakers were in those games, and 2 of those games they led at the half. And it's a whole different ball game with Wemby and Cornette down low as opposed to Ayton and taking games off and not trying for a rebound. But if you're going to have the silly turnovers and the sloppy play, that's going to lead to easy baskets, then you're going to hurt yourself. And that's a big reason why the Lakers got boat raced in the second half of some of those games. Yep. They cannot do that.
Tons of rest tonight for Oklahoma City and for the Knicks in game 1 against the Cavaliers as well. So teams with more than a week off are 26-11 straight up, 24-13 ATS in game 1. And when they're home favorites, 22-6 straight up, 20-8 ATS.
I was surprised with Van Gundy last night, game 7, saying you want the team that's on a regular schedule.
That just played, basically.
Yeah, I disagreed with them. Maybe a movement, a reason why for the movement tonight on the total, they asked a couple coaches what you would do. You say you got to go up-tempo if you're OKC. Make Wemby guard on the perimeter and in transition. If the game slows down, he's too effective. You have to run him and put him in actions over and over. Can Wemby and the Spurs get Hartenstein and Chet in foul trouble as well? That's another one. And it goes back to what Geltzeiler said with us from NBA, from Sirius XM Radio NBA, about he thinks the biggest key to this playoffs will be the whistle that OKC gets. And that's going to be big, too, about what kind of whistle we see. And if the SGA gets a lot of trips to the free throw line.
We'll expand on props coming up in about 7 minutes here. I will point this out. Isaiah Hartenstein averaged 11 rebounds in the 3 games that he played against the Spurs.
Wemby minus $9 is too high.
Yes.
Too high.
He could have a game where he has like 6.
Yes.
And so in 3 games again, Hartenstein had 33 overall.
Could be foul trouble too. I hope not. But that could play a factor as well.
I'm trying to find like
I do like Whalen's pick with Castle, most assists for the series, plus 280. Fox is 5-1. And I know we don't want him to play that way. But most made threes, Wembanyama's 5-1. See how many attempts he has. I don't want Dort. Champagne's probably the play at 3-1.
Yeah,
he was awesome. Game 6 on Friday night too.
Right.
But certainly Minnesota was pathetic defensively, and I couldn't believe the lack of effort by Randall. But when they're humming like that and going in transition and passing the ball like that and setting each other up with the wide open threes, I mean, at one point they were 18 of 30 shooting, and it was out without Wemby doing any damage. The spurtability that they have is incredible.
I know. Can you find me a number on Caruso or McCain for most threes in the series? Is McCain being offered yet, or does he need to go out there and make 25 again in the
game
series?
Leader. Yeah, I know. Caesars won't even put him up for game leaders.
I would need a huge number on McCain because I don't know how much playing time he's going to get here in the series. But Caruso will absolutely be out there a lot.
I don't see him. Nope. Wallace 50. Oh, there's Mitchell. Mitchell 70. Chet's 50. Fox 25. Castle 15. Wemby 5. And Champagne's down to plus 260 now. Oh, boy.
I saw that SGA is like minus 160 to lead in assists. You're talking about Castle there at plus 280. What's Jalen Williams? Because he was a tick behind SGA in the regular season for most assists on a game-by-game average.
8-1.
8-1. I'm intrigued by 8-1 on him. I could see that happen. Again, it's going to boil down to, does he play 30-plus minutes in these games? I assume that he's going to. I think the kid's going to be okay out there.
Let me see if he's okay.
22-1 on FanDuel for him, most assists.
Okay.
Oh, that's 3s for Caruso. Okay.
Okay, there he's game leaders. They have him. Game leaders on tonight. He's 15-1, and Mitchell is 22-1. But they still won't put McCain up. Crazy. Even after what he did against the Lakers, cashed twice.
We'll expand on a lot of these markets coming up here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Let me get your attention real quick, podcast listeners. I've got something for you that almost feels too good to be true. First, credit where credit's due. If you're listening to this podcast, you're already leveling up your betting game. You're riding along with our best bets and top angles. And when there's a good game on, you're getting involved with a few props and alt markets as well. There's one more layer if you really want to step things up, and that's VSiN Pro. I've mentioned it before, but things are only getting better for our Pro subscribers. We just rolled out our MLB prop projections, breaking down some of the best edges across strikeouts, hits, home runs, and more. And that's on top of everything else Pro subscribers already get, including public betting splits, expert picks, and betting guides across the sports calendar. If you haven't tried it yet, stop sleeping on it. You can get your first month just $9.99 or save big with promo code POD26 on the annual subscription. Hit the link in the description and start cashing in with VSiN Pro. All right, back to the show.
We have the tech to get food delivered in 15 minutes, but we all have horror stories about buying tickets. The Game Time app gives fans the advantage. Get amazing tickets in just a few taps. Fees are included, so what you see is what you pay. And the Game Time guarantee means authentic tickets at the best price every time. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets to concerts, sports, comedy, and more with Game Time. Download the Game Time app and create an account for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Exciting night, man. Game 1 in a massive series. Also, Game 7 in the NHL. We've talked about it plenty today. If you missed any of the show, you can always go back and listen to the Follow the Money podcast, wherever you listen to them on a daily basis. Are you loaded with props like you have in the account?
No. Nope.
Just intrigued by them?
Nope. It's a great menu. And more intrigued by the Knicks series, though, especially with cat stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Send your stuff in as well, ftm@vsin.com, tip jar tomorrow, because I know we're around closer now, and that you can cast some more tickets. Your leader in the clubhouse for tomorrow is Eric in New Jersey. Vrabel, Coach of the Year. Indiana wins the college football title. Knicks win the East, 320-1.
Oh, mama.
And he's in a great spot because he's a 260 favorite. How about that? He sent that in over the weekend. I don't mind Nick Whalen's play, OKC in 6 plus 450. This is up at Caesars and Will Hill. Will Wemby score 50 in any game? 15-1. Will he score 20 points in every game of the series? Plus 325. Minutes restriction in the regular season. Now what's he going to do when he's going to play big minutes? That's not a big ask.
Well, it's also, this feels like, is Puka Nacua going to have 5 yards receiving in every quarter?
Yes, it does.
And then
that looks too easy.
I know.
Will he have a 5x5 in any game? 5 points, rebounds, assists, steals, blocks, 35-1.
That's 35-1. He can get there with 4 of them.
Yes, he can.
The steals will be the tough category, right?
Yeah. It's been done, I think, twice in history. I think it was Hakeem and I forget the other guy.
For a 5x5 game?
Yeah. Luke can look that up.
Yeah, Luke, can you look up how many games he had with 5 steals this year?
Oh, that's tough.
That's really tough to get
He did
to.
have the triple-double, though, already. The triple-double is 12-1. Any game. Just in this series, any game.
Any game. You can bet that right now before it starts. Just get the entire...
20 rebounds in any game, 3-1. SGA to score 25 in every game, plus 450.
I did not get there against the Lakers.
He had 29, 33, 22, and 34. Didn't play one of the games in the regular season.
And now Jalen Williams is back as well. Do you think the Spurs will take anything off of the film study from the Lakers in the previous series?
Absolutely. You have to. They did a great job. Make these other guys beat you, too.
And
not to mention, the guy gets the best whistle in all of sports. That's the other thing.
He does. Again,
he's not going to the line if he doesn't have the ball. So you got to be okay if it's Mitchell or Williams or these other guys that are knocking down all these shots. And you don't want your star players in foul trouble either.
Yeah. To clarify, the best whistle ever is for James Harden, and I don't understand it.
No way. Used to be.
Well, for his entire career, yeah.
Okay, yes.
He's the most
now,
the most unwatchable player in my lifetime.
I agree with Geltzeiler. I think how they officiate this is going to be big. Any player to score 50 in a game is plus 250 for the series.
I would need more than that.
Will any game go to overtime plus 250? Will someone be down 20 points and come back and win 5-1?
Well, it's the NBA. That could happen tonight.
25 points is 14-1. Buzzer beater 15-1. 2+ games go to overtime 25-1. And a couple of these have cashed already. The Cavs just did it. Will someone rally from a 2+ game deficit to win the series 10-1? Either team. That's in the West.
Okay. I would also, there is a path here, right, where, now, again, either team winning, where Wemby or SGA is not named the MVP. That can happen. Somebody else could win.
You're very good. I would look at Castle. I think Castle can do it.
So do I. And he is 75-1.
I know, because these guys are so good.
It's going to create value elsewhere.
That's right, yeah.
So can anybody
Castle
else
can do it?
Anybody else on San Antonio? Could Harper do it? Or is that just...
Doesn't play enough.
Okay, then Fox could in theory, but I don't think I want to bet that number.
Fox could, right. I don't know if Johnson could either.
So then how many guys could do it in Oklahoma City? This is where you could have 5 guys possibly win if they steal what the Lakers did again and make everybody else beat them. Not, an SGA is going to average 22 points a game. It could be a Jalen Williams. It could be, I want to say it could be AJ Mitchell.
Well, DraftKings also offers conference final leaders for all these too as well, where you're putting both series together. So you can attack it that way.
All right.
If you want a better price. and SGA's plus $1.40. Brunson's the second choice. But how about for the East? See, I think there's 3 candidates for the Knicks alone. And I wouldn't bet Brunson, but it's obviously Brunson, but Cat, and also I cannot believe the price on OG. It keeps going up. It's 35-1 at DraftKings.
So is that
after how good the guy played in the playoffs?
Oh no, I mean, Paul, we pointed that out 2 weeks ago. The problem is it going up for a reason? Like, what do they know? They could hear all of the OG Anunoby sound bites that they want. Him telling you that he's going to be totally fine. What if he isn't?
He is fine.
Okay. Then 30. If you're telling me right now that he's absolutely fine, 35-1 is that worth a bet?
Yeah. He had all this time off, and it wasn't even close to the time he had the hammy against Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
So how they run the offense through him and how well he's been shooting the ball. But I think it's going to be hard for, like you said, though, Cat has to do it with the rebounds and the assists because he's not taking many shots in this new offense at point center. But how much havoc can Allen and Mobley wreak as well? How much havoc can they create? So he is 11-1 at FanDuel for most assists in the series. He's minus $4 most rebounds.
Well, if he pulls off both those categories.
But we also saw, 2 triple-doubles?
Yeah.
If he does that.
Do they offer that? Will Cat have a triple-double in any game? Just in any game. You can bet it before the series starts.
They better.
That would be...
Look, they
I'm
better
going to make that number. Because if that's high enough, that way you don't have to bet it every single game, lose the first 3, and keep betting like on game 4. I don't know if they'll have him or not. I don't know.
Yeah, because they only went with the... they should, though, because if you're going to go with Wemby and SGA in the other series, it'll probably come up tomorrow. I don't see it right.
Okay, I'll say this, too. Like, when it comes... In theory, that could be a really good race for most points in the series between Donovan Mitchell and Jalen Brunson. But when push comes to shove, don't we trust Brunson like infinitely more than Donovan Mitchell overall? In total of a series that's going to go between 4 and 7 games? I would. I mean, for the points.
Well, this is tough.
Brunson is just automatic, man.
Well, it also, yeah, and we haven't seen the great isolation one-on-one to close out a game because they're blowing everybody out. But Game 7 is messing with my head. How they changed and how Atkinson, his approach changed by looking at film and saying they are really collapsing on you when you attack the basket. You have to pass. And Merrill 8, Strus hit a couple threes, but to feed Allen and his 2 Game 7 performances. So do you look at what happened in the first 2 series and by the way, that's happened 5 times in history. If you go 7 games in the first 2 series and make it in the conference finals, you're 1-4 to win that series. That's what Cleveland's up against. But is it feeding Allen and Mobley and becoming more of a facilitator as opposed to trying to get all his shots because look at that price. Yep. He was 30-1 to lead the game in assists yesterday.
Here's the way that I look at last night's game and tie it into the series with the Knicks. How many, it's easier to count the guys who did not play well last night for the Cavaliers than it is to count the guys who did play well. Harden was the one guy who did not have a good game. Mm-hmm. Almost every other player, Mitchell, Mobley, Allen was awesome. Merrill.
Yep.
They had a full complement of guys play out of their minds last night. Meanwhile, Detroit, nobody played well. I'm betting the Knicks minus 1.5 games because I don't think the Cavaliers can have that on a night in, night out basis against New York.
Game 6 had to scare you. That's a closeout game at home. They got their butts kicked. But the other thing, though, you're up 30 points late in the game. Why are the starters in?
I have no idea.
You got to play tomorrow.
That's a huge question, along with on the flip side again, where's Paul Reed? I can't wait. There's got to be a report out there already, a column written somewhere like in Detroit, like this is what happened. This is why Paul Reed doesn't play. Bickerstaff must hate his guts. Give us a story about this. The guy was great in Game 6, and he had 15 points. That 3. How about the form on the 3?
Yeah.
That's a little dicey, but regardless, the guy was awesome in that game.
You ever see the ball do that on the drive where it just sat there?
No,
like for 5 seconds and drops.
Yeah,
I know. We were calling for it for 3 games, 4 games. Paul Reed needs more minutes.
I think he was the 10th guy in the game, 9th or 10th guy in the game last night for the Pistons.
Well,
what are we doing here?
They need to make major changes and don't get fooled by the regular season record.
100%.
Because they were outplayed and they would have lost to Orlando if Wagner didn't get hurt or if Orlando didn't choke up 24 in the third quarter.
Cade Cunningham needs some serious help.
Yep.
Offensively.
Do you want Castle 50-1 most points?
No. I'll pass. Oklahoma City has too many guys that can run at him to limit him to like 7 in one game. And that'd be a killer.
Yeah.
But 50's 50, you know. That's not a bad number, I guess.
I wonder what you would need in the East. OG 75-1 to lead the series in points.
Oh, wow. I had a ticket on Cam Smith to win the PGA at 350-1. It got me to thinking 24% automatically comes out for taxes at anything above 300-1. I'll tell you what I'd much rather do moving forward than a 350-1 ticket cashing coming up next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
You can always tweet the show at VSiN Live, at Mitch Moss Radio, at Paulie Howard. This is from PK Mountain. DK prop special. SGA and Wemby to both score 1+ point in the first 3 minutes, even money.
Ooh.
Now we're getting...
It's good.
Now we're getting loopy here.
That is good. Players to have a 5x5. Olajuwon 6 times. Kirilenko 3 times. Wembanyama's done it twice, but now he did it in 2024. The Iceman, George Gervin, Dr. J, and Wilt Chamberlain. Olajuwon's the only guy to get a triple-double while achieving the 5x5.
Wemby also had 5 steals 3 times in his career, but they all came in 2024. None this year. And you said a 5x5 in this series is what?
50, did I say 50-1? 25-1?
I think it was, yeah.
Grab it in a second.
Okay. This is from...
They don't have the East up yet. I got to wait till tomorrow. So that's unfortunate. They 5x5, 35-1 at Caesars.
All right.
Well, you have a 5x5 in any game. Triple-double in any game is 12-1. 50 points is 15-1.
Nick is chiming in here on X as well with some assist props. Donovan Mitchell to record 10 plus assists in any game is 15-1. That one, but he also said that he loves the cap prop along with Josh Hart. And this is...
Josh Hart what?
I think it's the assist in any game, yeah. To reach, like, I think the number is 10 in any... Yep. Okay. Josh Hart to record 10 plus assists in any game is plus 390. Cat to do it in any game is plus 425. Did you see his prop for tomorrow night? It's 4.5.
Yeah.
You can find like even money on the over at some of these exchanges out there.
I don't get it.
Don't you have to bet that?
Yes. We're taking it. Come on. Completely changed how they play.
Oh, now
as I understand it, he went to Brown with the idea too. Which that's crazy.
Yeah. That's gonna have to be a bet for sure. 4.5 even money if you can find that.
Yeah. $5.30 at DK.
All right, so let me pay off the tease here, Paulie. I told you before the break that one of the guys that I bet to win the PGA Championship, this goes back to, it was late Wednesday night, and I forgot that I even put the ticket in. And when we're live on the air on Thursday, the guy was off having a good round, and I'm like, Cam Smith. And then on Friday as well, he just happened to have so many bogeys on Thursday and Friday, but he was still in the mix. I'm going overall, looking at my accounts, I'm like, that's right, I forgot that I put Cam Smith in at 350-1 to win this tournament. Well, so as he's in the mix yesterday, and by in the mix, I mean he's got the entire back nine left, and nobody's taking control of this tournament, and he is 1 stroke off the lead. I'm like, he might do this. And then I'm thinking to myself, wait a second here, anything over 300-1, they automatically ding you for taxes. It comes out, boom. It's 24%. So, and I put this out on X, by the way. It was pizza money. I put $50 on it at 7. So that would pay $17,500. Like, it's only $50. I understand that, but 350-1 multiplies quickly.
He went in our pocket. We got to invoice him. Make a putt.
If he won the tournament, that's $4,200 automatically out that you're going to get dinged with. That's a huge chunk, obviously, of change there out of that overall winnings. So, not that I would ever think to myself, 350 to 1, boy, I love this. Like, he's got a great shot to win. It's 350 to 1 for a reason. Next time, I'm not going to bet anything over 300 to 1. I would rather have more money on 275 to 1 or 290 to 1. Hell, make it 299 to 1. And I'll just put a little bit more money on it then at that point. Right? Isn't that?
Yeah. He's also a disaster off the tee Sunday, too.
Oh, he was terrible off the tee.
Especially on the back nine.
This goes back several years now. That one year I had Brooke Lopez to win Defensive Player of the Year at 500 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
That was to win. I had $200 on that to win 100,000. He was even money in the short shot to win it late in the year. He didn't win, but he was right there for it. That would have been 24,000 off the top. Like, say what?
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound fun at all.
Oh, come on.
I didn't want to cash the ticket at that point. I'm glad that he lost.
That's what people said when we tell the Megabuck story, that she won 12 point whatever it was with the lump sum, and then but the taxes were like 3.8. Like, you got to pay him 3.8 just for hitting a button. Like, yeah, that's how it goes.
Well,
but yeah,
yep.
And also it says $17 million on the Megabucks machine, but that's only if you take the annual payments. If you take the installments, if you get the lump sum, it's a one-time offer and you have to take it. I mean, that doesn't change. There's no negotiation. It's a take it or leave it offer.
Mm.
So the machine said 17, but she gets offered 12 and change, and then you got to 3.8 with the taxes.
Right. That's something to consider anyway.
Yeah, all fair points.
So for people who hit Aaron Rye yesterday, now he was 300 to 1 here at Circa, which was the highest number I think anywhere. You're going to have to pay taxes on that. But
200 at Will Hill.
200 there. I think it was like around that number at Westgate. I did notice some books were up to like 275 to 1. Don't have to pay taxes.
Also, when you jump in too, he was still 150 to 1 going into Saturday.
Yeah. By the way, did you hear anybody like even mention the guy?
No.
Neither did I. He put the entire field in a vice grip on the back nine yesterday.
Well, he only had one win though too. That was the other thing.
Sure.
But it was also like you're doing research. You're like, who's this Smalley guy? Because the leaderboard was an eclectic mix up there, and you were waiting for the stars to one of them take over, and it wouldn't happen.
Rahm, McIlroy, somebody like that yesterday. No,
Rahm was favored much of the final round in play.
Sure.
Couldn't do it. And then you had the JT situation where you thought you could just get in the clubhouse at 5 under and that could hold up.
Sure. Start drinking some beer.
Had everything.
Did you enjoy the tournament?
It was awesome. I love how the course played. People were expecting 15 under to win it. I liked that it was a struggle.
I couldn't get enough. I thought it was a great tournament, man.
It was great, yes.
I loved it from the very opening day on Thursday. And when we're on the air and there were 10 guys there around 3 under. Like this, if it plays out like this, it's going to be incredible. And it was like that until he just, again, stranglehold time in the final hour of the tournament yesterday. That was it.
Yep.
Good for him. Overall. By the way, the Donovan Mitchell assist prop is 3.5 for tomorrow night.
Well, I think you have to go over that too, based on what they told him. I guess it's also how the Knicks are going to defend him.
Yeah, the matchups, yeah.
But now you have that in your back of your head where it's penetrate and get the other guys involved. Maybe they collapse and try to set these. How do you not want to set up your teammates after what just happened? What Merrill did and Allen. Allen's been the best Game 7 player we've seen in quite some time.
That's 2 this year, right?
I know.
That were fantastic. Don't you want to, I mean, again, this is not overreacting to last night, but Sam Merrill is 10 to 1 to have the most threes. He is a sharp shooter.
I have to see what he's going to do minutes-wise.
That's the biggest unknown.
I never understood the Dean Wayne stuff.
No, neither do I.
Wade plays way too much. You need a lot of Strus and you need more Merrill.
What's McBride to lead in threes? His points prop tomorrow night is 7.5.
Yeah, after the game he had in Philly.
Oh, he can be.
How many minutes?
He could be instant offense.
Yeah.
And when he comes in, it's like, all right, dude, you got a green light here. You're going to take 5 threes in the next 6 minutes? Go ahead. Especially if you're hot. We need that heat check from you, pal. So I would be intrigued by something like that. Like
30 to 1.
30 to 1 on.
And the guy who also found his game in the last series was Bridges. And I guess at the back end of the Atlanta series, too. So they're the opposite of the Pistons. They got a lot of guys that can score.
Boy, I'll tell you another one, too. You're talking about OG, 75-1 most points. He's 15.5 tomorrow night.
I don't get it.
15.5?
Full participant, 3 practices in a row. Good to go. This isn't even remotely close to the hammy when I pulled it against Indiana. I've had all this time to recuperate. They're not giving him enough respect. Considering how he dominated the back end of the Atlanta series and how good he was before he got hurt against Philly.
But this is from our buddy Paul Bovey, who is a big Knicks guy. He was on the show last Friday with us.
I throw this out.
Oh, I'll bring it up anyway. OG averaged 12.5 points against Cleveland in the last 2 years, 2 single-digit games, and he was the minus 53.
They've completely changed their offense and how they play. And also they were going through the motions in the regular season, too. Remember, they were like 1 of 9 or 0-10 against the top teams in the league. And they're soft. They don't want it. All this fan base was all over them, the media. They were just playing games. They knew it's like, okay, we'll play. When we play for keeps, you'll see the real team. And they were right. And it's also hilarious that everyone all summer in August and September said, rest assured it'll be Cleveland and the Knicks in the conference finals. And that's how it worked out.
Yeah, but all year long, it was like completely wide open.
It was.
Making a case for 11 different teams.
Yep.
I think the best bet for me in that series is simple. Again, it's Knicks minus a game and a half. If I lose to James Harden and the Cleveland Cavaliers, so be it. I just think the Knicks are clearly a superior team here.
And if it was David Stern's NBA, we know the Knicks will get every call, too.
Yeah. We'll recap our weekend and tell you what we've added for tonight and beyond with in-pocket plays coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
To determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
Minnesota plus a game and a half, no good. And the Pistons to win the title, no good. The props were easy on Friday. WNBA, Rickea Jackson flew over her points. So did Kelsey Plum, but it's too bad. Jackson had a bad injury. She was getting an MRI today. It looked like a torn ACL.
That's terrible.
That's me speculating, but it was a non-contact, so not good. It's going to come down likely to the final day. Arsenal beat Burnley today 1-0, but a tie will do them no good Sunday because they're going to get beat when that goal differential. Man City plays tomorrow. And if they win, they'll be 2 points back with the final matches on Sunday with the Prem. Tottenham to stay up. They play tomorrow. And if they win, they do stay up. As West Ham lost again. Cavs to win the title, 40-1. PSG to lift the trophy. Champions League final against Arsenal on the 30th, minus 160. I'm going against Dennis Bernstein. History says it'll be nervy and squeaky bum time. I have to go on what I've watched all 6 games. 5 of the 6 games have gone over, 5.5 goals. 4 of the 6 games, there's been a goal 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
It's just been crazy hockey. And coming off a 6-3 and an 8-3, not to mention an elimination game where if it's 2-1, 3-1, goalie's coming out, 3-1, goalie's coming out with 5 minutes left. Dobish, 18-2-2 this year off a loss. Montreal hasn't lost back-to-back games since the middle of March. And Newhook over 1.5 shots on goal. He's gone over this 5 of the last 6. And Thunder to win in 6, plus 450. Can't wait tonight. Hope it's a great series. Good luck.
I got you. All right, a lot of bets to recap here from the golf. Scheffler, top 5. No good. Day and Koepka, top 20. No good. Mobley, 5+ assists. That was a loser.
Another guy. Koepka played with his food the whole tournament.
I know.
Couldn't make a move. He's sitting there at 1 under. I don't know.
Yep. Cade Cunningham, double-double. Did not get there. Nats O's Yurfie from Friday night. That was no good. The Diamondbacks, Rockies Yurfie. That was the winner. Do I win extra money because they had 7 runs in the first? By the way, that game stayed under.
No.
Yeah. On Friday night, it was 6-1 in the first. It stayed under.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. And Paul Reed, 10-plus points, plus 270 was a winner from Friday night.
I want an explanation like you do.
Yep.
That was so good in that series and in Game 6. And
nowhere to be found last night.
They're going to give Duran like $35 million. What a mistake that's going to be.
No doubt. Some pending stuff here. Luke, did the French start today? Qualifying started today. Yeah. And then we're in the thick and thin. What's that cliche I'm thinking of? Anyway. Yeah, in the thick of it, starting soon. Okay, Sinner to win, plus 150. Rangers, Guardians, Yankees, most wins in May, middle of the month here. Long time to go. That's being led right now by the Phillies and the Rays. Rays must have been a huge price for the most wins in May, and I'm on them tonight, minus 133. Bet that earlier today, made my case earlier in the show, put it up on the VSiN picks page. Minus 133, McClanahan against Rogers. This team has been red hot now for weeks on end. McClanahan has been sneaky good, and they're getting Rogers tonight, who has not been good. So give me the Rays winning a ton of games at minus 133, and opposing pitchers are currently on an 18-2 under run with their K prop against the Red Sox. Lugo tonight is 4.5. I played even money under 4.5 for him.
Sports calendar never stops. Sharp Plays covers it all. When they move, the books take notice. Advanced AI, trusted insider intel, reaching out to sources and bettors worldwide across all sports. All the info sent to subscribers in real time. They find the value before the numbers shift. Respected, watched, and feared. The daily Mr. Poison tweets. Start winning with them. SharpPlays.com. Donate over $30,000 to charity with the Robinhood Plays. SharpPlays.com. The big announcement tomorrow with Derek, Mike, and Jeff Benson in studio with their 3 contests. 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 Eastern, and then it's your segment at 2:45 with the tip jar. Pizzeria's open, and send all you in your future tickets. And again, Eric from Jersey, the leader in the clubhouse. Vrabel Coach of the Year, Indiana College football champs. Knicks win the East, 320 to 1.
I can't wait to find out what the deal's going to be for Thanksgiving week, by the way, and Christmas week.
Oh, yeah.
For Survivor.
A lot to kick. Maybe we got a big announcement, too. Maybe someone will be make an announcement with Grandissimo as well. I already said you got to reach out to Dana White this year. Get on it early. I mean, you brought that up to Derek, but it was, I think, late in the game. But you don't think Dana White knows a bunch of rich people, too, and like to bet sports and play a contest? I mean, come on, get on that from first and third one out for Tampa. The other thing, Paul Bovey's loving life. Longtime season ticket holder of the Knicks. This exploded on social media, the reaction. This is the finals. If the Knicks make the finals, what your ticket prices are and what they are for the East, but you're talking nosebleeds, $3,000 if that happens. And the good seats are like 10, 20,000.
I see that one right there is listed half court at about 12,500 the way it looks. Yeah, way up top. Yeah, so way up top.
Right.
The cheapest get-in is $500 right now.
Is that for the finals or the East?
That's for the East. That's we're looking at right now, yeah.
On social media, it was the final. In the picture Paul Bovey sent us.
Wow.
That is, it's insanity. And now the other thing is you don't have home court. So you better not be down 2-0 if that's the case as well. That's why I think you got to sell. The get-in price is $2,800, way up tippy top. Oh, man. $102,000 if you want the Ben Stiller seats. $90,000 where Tracy Morgan sits in those guys, the Spike Lee seats. Oh, my God.
How much for Chalamet and Jenner?
Yeah, right.
What do those seats cost?
The highest I see is 102, and those right there, front row 76, 102, 90. In that range. But that's, again, you don't want to be down 3-0. That's what happened when the Rangers made the Stanley Cup against the Kings. But they were down 0-2, lost game 3, and then no one wanted the tickets when they were down 3-0. Won that game, avoided the sweep, lost in 5.
By the way, I make Gucci Row or the celebrities for a Lakers game, about a 2,000 favorite over the celebrities at the Garden for a Knicks game. You're telling me I can get Jack? That's all I got to say. I win automatically. I get Jack for 40 years going to Lakers games. I get DiCaprio and Denzel Washington. It's a landslide.
Yeah. It's strong.
Yeah,
a lot
but
of firepower.
Now,
Glenn Fry went for all the time too.
Yeah.
Before he passed. 1-0 Rays.
They got one in?
Got one already.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. It's going to also, like, what kind of series are we going to get in the East from James Harden?
I don't expect much.
How can you expect anything?
Can't expect much
from the guy.
No. I'd give him a B for the Eastern Conference semis, but the Game 7 was bad, and they're not going to give him those ridiculous calls either. So I would have to. It's going to have to be Mitchell, Mobley, Allen, and then what can I get out of Strus and Merrill?
Yep.
But maybe these guys are just going to be too much for him with their offense because it was everyone getting involved for the Knicks. They are playing team basketball. And if you, okay, OG doesn't play, no problem. Here's McBride. No, I'm not expecting 10 of 11 from 3. But how well they played to close the Atlanta series and then how that carried over. It's ridiculous how well this offense has been. You don't need a out-of-body experience out of Brunson either.
I know this. Watching tonight, it's going to be shades of watching Wemby playing his first ever Summer League game out here in Las Vegas. At the time, and still to this day, the biggest overreaction that I've ever seen from anybody on social media. And it wasn't just one person. It was multiple people, and they were not joking. They were dead serious when they said, I think the Spurs made a mistake. And now we get...
The people who weren't impressed, 7-5, bringing a ball up, going between his legs, crossover.
Yeah, and it did not go well for him in his first ever Summer League game. And they're like, the Spurs should have taken Scoot Henderson. And they were not joking around. They can tell you today that they were 100% being dead serious that, oh my God, Wemby can't play. And now fast forward to tonight, and the guy is just absolutely absurd. That has to take the cake for the biggest overreaction, yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
It's scary. They're well ahead of schedule. Disappointed I didn't see it. Won 34 games last year. The exacta paid 22-1. With all this talent, and I think this is going to be the Western Conference Finals for the foreseeable future.
Prime time, Humans Murray next. They're going to go behind the counter with DraftKings Johnny Avello. Tomorrow morning, get your day started. VSiN by the books at 7 a.m. Eastern. Best of luck tonight.